Hello and welcome to session 11 of 13 for this Masks a New Generation campaign, which is running through the first quarter of 2019. This is part of the Gauntlet Hangouts. If you want to find out more about that, check us out at gauntlet-rpg.com. I would recommend checking it out because we've got a new forum with G Plus going away, and we've got some links and things there. And if you're curious to find out about what happens with us, check there. But Microsoft and some updates have already destroyed a half hour of play, which is appropriate for a group that is based around temporal disruptions. So I think that we are right on theme here. So we're going to roll into it. Does anyone, and I know there are a few, but does anyone here have a start of session move for Max? I don't think anyone does, but I always like to check in because I usually forget those things. And I put one team in the team pool. And my plan is here, I'm going to give you some news reports. And then I want to do a bit of day in the life of. I want to check in with each person about what they're about, and maybe some things will strike us about where we want to head, what you're looking into from there. So without too much further ado, here are the major news reports. Of course, if you listen to the podcast for Gauntlet Comics this week, you'll hear the brief write-up of your battle against Power Play and your rivalry with the Nexus team. But these are three other stories I'll just throw at you as background. Optimax pushed out an emergency update of its ASCII personal security assistant after users reported the device directing them to avoid random areas, redirected them on strangely long paths home, and overrode their settings for devices across the board. Optimax has apologized for those in the beta test who were affected by this and offered them a $25 Sky Mall gift certificate. Local authorities reported a variety of unusual sightings in scattered areas around Gauntlet City, described by many as after images or mirages involving super beings in conflicts. In an incident at the Bassettville metro stop, station engineer Jason Hughes said it echoed a battle between American Star and Cycloplex from 10 years ago. But as he put it, all jumbled up. Rex Moody of the SATF division of the police force said that his unit would be looking into the matter. Finally, Aeon officials confirmed the escape of several supercriminals during a transfer this weekend. Though they have not confirmed the roster of escapees, sources tell us that they included Patriarch, Caliber Saint, Asphyxia, and several others. Witnesses describe an Aeon tactical team deployed and locking down an area in the aftermath. Footage obtained by WTQO shows teen villain Bolt alongside several unidentified associates interrupting the transport. So those are things that are on the table there. So let's start with Torrent. Torrent, give me what the start of issue scene we see of you. If this is one of those episodes, those issues like from Run of the Teen Titans where we get the day in the life of and we get to see behind the scenes, what do we see of your life right now with your uncle and what you're doing?
I think she and her uncle are basically just they go out and grab something quick to eat at a nearby deli, someplace close to his apartment. He really has basically a one-bedroom apartment, and he's sort of given her the bedroom, and he's actually crashing on like a fold-out in the main area. In that bedroom now, she is constantly trying to update this little low-tech conspiracy chart type thing that she's doing to try and figure more things out. After that flash revelation about Shadow Boy last time, She is trying to fill in other blanks as she can, but she hasn't been able to make much sense of the things that she can remember. And everything she has remembered about Shadow Boy before that revelation directly conflicts with what that revelation told her. So she is just very, very frustrated and is probably should not be drinking as much caffeine as she is at that level of frustration.
Is she a coffee drinker or a Red Bull drinker? What is her caffeine intake of choice?
I think it's like it's the sweet coffees. Like she's not drinking like coffee black. That's not what she's doing. She's drinking lots and lots of like Frappuccino type of coffee drinks. Like all of them are like flavored or mixed with milk or and sugar and cream, that sort of stuff. But it's a lot of them. Like she doesn't stop.
And this evening you went to fast food. There's like a Subway or something nearby. You would have noticed throughout the evening, your uncle sort of consistently, like the phone buzzes and you see him look down and he swipes it aside and moves on and doesn't say anything. Like it just like his phone is kind of buzzing more and he's kind of ignoring it and doesn't say anything the whole time about that, even when you get back to the apartment.
Okay. I think she's been a little distracted, but she's starting to notice that because he's not typically an attached to his phone sort of guy. So I think that's maybe causing her to notice a little bit more. And I think once they get back, she asks him, so Uncle Vic, what's going on your phone? Seems to be lighting you up with alerts.
I installed one of those like Grubhub apps and it's gone back through my contacts and it's pulling up all the places I've ever eaten at and it's sending me alerts on everything. It's nothing big.
Just make sure it's not like trying to automatically order stuff for you after that Optimax thing.
No. No. He's very clearly lying to you, and he kind of goes into the kitchen to eat his Subway sandwich.
Okay.
What would you do? Get out of the apartment? Try to pierce the mask? What do you think?
I think. Let me see. I think what she's going to try and do is, I think she's going to try and keep talking to him a little bit and see if she can work something at him. I think she's going to try and pierce the mask.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll with mundane. Luckily, you're not. Oh, you are angry.
Yes.
So why don't you do me a favor and subtract 2 from that roll?
See, I do have this little trick. When I pierce the mask of someone who I have a belief will shape the future, I roll plus savior instead of mundane.
Well, that's good. Do you think your uncle is going to shape the future?
I think he's going to have a role. Now, with her jumbled up memory, she's not sure what that role will be. But one of the reasons, like the fact that she gravitated to him and ended up here, as opposed to just trying to crash at some youth shelter, is making her think that there's a role that he's playing, and she just can't piece it all together yet.
Well, so let's have you roll that, and then maybe we're going to roll into connect the dots.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. So I'm at I'm rolling with my savior, but I'm still at -2 because I'm angry.
Right.
So
there's a flat Zippo.
So that is a 6.
That is a 6.
Like only because it was a Zippo. It would have been worse if it was.
And you will realize, you can't take that glance at his phone, talk, things like that. And you realize that, like, he has a life. He has a social life. He has a girlfriend. And
I am ruining that.
Yeah, he can't bring her over here. He doesn't really want to say anything about what's going on with you. He's clearly put all of that in jeopardy. And you're kind of screwing up his life here. Could I please have you mark insecure?
Yes, yes, you can. Ow.
Yeah, he's this. Yeah.
Okay.
And you want to roll with your memories now?
Yeah. Let's see if I can really screw myself up with this one. This is gonna be good.
Gonna mark afraid or guilty to do this.
Yeah. Let's see. I
You're
think
gonna
she's
need some
obviously
comfort.
marking guilty.
Okay.
She's obviously marking guilty. I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
I'm amazed you didn't go for that one as the big one to hit off of that revelation. But she's definitely hitting it now. Okay, so my memories store starts at -1 and goes up by 1 for each name I filled in above. So I have 2 names filled in above. So I have +1 right now. So let's see. That is still a 6.
That is a 6 on a hit. What is on a miss? You're lost in the present. I think that you need to push your mundane down by 1 and your freak up by 1 because you're destroying people's lives. And you know he's important, but you can't remember what it is. And you even feel even more hopeless because you need to know that. Because what if something happens to him? What if he's in danger? And so what do we see on panel?
I think she is you kind of see it's a big panel, and in the middle is a close-up of her face, and circling around in the comic panel are these little smaller just pictures of like everything she's noticed about how she's messed up his life since she got back. And it's like there's a picture of that. His girlfriend's picture is up on one of the bookshelves. Like there's a picture of her up there and them together on another one. And there's a picture of his friends all over at one point. And it just sort of keeps going around and around, like every little piece that you can see of his path of his life pre Morgan coming back. Every little bit of that thing building up. And you just see her face. She is just so conflicted. It's to the point where she doesn't know whether she should be furious or should be crying. And she is completely out of sorts, and she just
she's out of it.
She leaves. She just says, I gotta go. I just gotta go. I'm sorry. Thanks for the sandwich, Uncle Vic. I've got to go.
Zan, you've been back a little bit longer now here in Gauntlet City.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you living again? On the street still, or did you decided someplace you were staying at?
I'm still living on the street. I think I found a cozy little bridge just to sleep under, but actually like gravity under the bridge.
And what is that like for you? I mean, because you're seeing the underbelly of Gauntlet City. You're seeing the places where they've got things set up. You'll notice the places that they've got under these bridges. You can sleep there fine because you can put yourself up and fly up. But they've got stuff like small benches and blocks out so the homeless can't sleep under here. They've just put that up in the last year or so.
Oh. Well, can I clear it for them?
Sure. I mean, you could go through and vandalize the public works to make it better for them to sleep here. Okay. Why don't you unleash your powers?
Cool. Freak 2. It's a 10.
Yeah. So tell me what that looks like as you kind of go and clear out some of these spots under these bridges.
So maybe after I've noticed that some people tried to make their place there, I actually helped them. Like I went to them, grabbed these blocks or thing in my gravitational field, and just removed them on the side. We're on a bridge, so just on the bank of the river. Maybe even at some point did a kind of sculpture with them. And as more people came over time, I just cleared everything.
And you are kind of finishing that up when you'll see a woman. Again, we're getting down towards spring, so she's mostly kind of dressed in a windbreaker. You would guess Hispanic, who's kind of been hovering around the perimeter, better dressed than the others, who kind of hovers over to where you're at. And you definitely get that vibe that she's not normal.
Okay. How will I react? How do I get that feeling?
You're a weird dimensional guy who senses things oddly. I'm giving this to you.
Okay.
In fact, actually, I think you will sense there's some weird dimensional energy off of her.
Okay. I'm going to go to her. As usual, I will be upside down and look at her. Say something like, "There's something weird with you, ma'am. It's like I can't see past your eyes."
Well, that's the worst pickup line I've heard.
It's not the I didn't know. Sorry.
She looks around and she goes, "This is temporary. They're going to be, as soon as somebody reports this, there'll be public works people down here to put things back the way it was."
Okay. I flip again, but still floating. If they need space, I'm just going to give it to them.
She says, "Well, that's kind of adorable, but just be careful, because sometimes when you do these things, it's not you that gets in trouble or gets the blowback. It's them."
Okay, I just want to be clear, me, Simon, at this point, Zan is not doing this really at the comfort of his heart. It's just he saw people needing space, and he's kind of disconnected from it. Like, oh, you need space? Okay, I'm going to give it to you.
Absolutely.
Right. So,
of course, to her eyes, it doesn't look like that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to again look at her and say, I don't understand what you mean. I really don't.
And she goes, "If things go pear-shaped, if what you've done here blows back on you," and she'll kind of pull out a Indian restaurant like a stamp card with like 3 stamps on it. Get at 10 you get a free buffet. And she will write a phone number down on the back of it, and she will say, if that happens and you need some help," and she hands that to you.
Thanks, I guess.
And she heads off, leaving you none the wiser there.
It wasn't a pickup line.
Let's come to Advika, Harvester. Do we want to see you at your daily sort of cover life, or do we see you at Aeon headquarters, or what? Or do we see you kind of on your own in some of the free time that you have?
I think so. What I would like to do is for us to see me at like 6:30 in the morning, texting Carter, asking him if he wants to go for a run with me.
Carter, are you up at 6:30 in the morning?
I think there's like the buzz, and he like looks very sloppy and like pulls out his phone, like his eyes go wide and like he like throws his blankets off the bed, jumps out of bed and puts his sweatpants on the wrong legs, and yeah, he's ready to go.
And so like 6:40 and what do you text back? I just say C, it's A. Do you want to come with me on my run this morning?
I think like I have the freak out moment, and then I just type in like lowercase okay.
There in 15, I say, and like 6:45, like with military precision at 6:45 on the nose, there's a polite knock on your front door.
And that's a good question for me, Carter, Shadow Boy. When Advika arrives, what does she see? What kind of place is this?
Yeah, so I imagine it's like a kind of nice but maybe older, like 2-story home, like a decent neighborhood, maybe like an older neighborhood, but not exactly run down either. And yeah, just kind of almost suburban.
And at this point in the morning, who is anyone up besides you, Carter?
Sure. So I bet like maybe my dad is like on his way out the door with like a briefcase.
And he's like, "All right, hello, young woman. Do you need some help or something?"
No, sir. Are you Mr. Strambush?
Yes, I am.
I invited Carter to go for a run with me this morning. My name is Advika, and I hold my hand out for like a handshake, like a dude handshake.
He'll shake your hand,
and he gets the hard grip military once up and down.
Woof. He looks back. Carter?
I think I like fall down the stairs like Dad, yeah, I'm oh, hey Advika, hey, I'm here. You ready to go?
Yeah, I jogged over, so I'm warmed up, so we'll start slow so that you can get warmed up.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm good. I just warmed up. And I like point to the stairs. Yeah, I'm feeling real limber. Oh wait, I got my shoes on the wrong feet here. Hold on 1 second.
Your dad's mouth is kind of open and just kind of standing there sort of a little bit dumbfounded.
And I've got that thing where I've got like the hoodie with like the Flashdance hoodie with like the sleeves cut off. And like, like some just like bike shorts and like good like track shoes on. I
think in my dad's freehand he might have like a piece of toast that he's like his mouth has been open the whole time, like waiting to take a bite, and I sort of like yank it out of his hand. Thanks, Dad. Have a good day at work.
And nice to meet you, sir. Nod once and then just start off on a jog down the sidewalk.
He doesn't go out to his car. He goes back in, clearly to wake his wife up. Yeah, so what is the thing you think that throws Carter off the most about your physical regimen here?
That throws him off the most. It is I I think it's that like when we come to a place where you would normally stop, like we're waiting at a traffic light, right, for the traffic to go by, I don't stop. Like I keep jogging in place. So there's like no opportunity to like do that. Like I'm in constant motion. Does that check out, Carter? Does that sound like the thing that would?
Yeah, I think I come up and like lean against like a traffic light for a second, doing my huffing and puffing. I turn over and look at you, and you're still going like the same pace, like high knees or something. And I'm just like, oh right, yeah. So I was just stretching, but this is quite a pace to try to keep up with.
Absolutely. And at what point is there a chance for the two of you to interact, to like talk for a bit? I assume Advika is the person who kind of makes that choice. And then Jim froze. Oh, there you go. So he's not talking. Advika's still running, things like that.
While he's paused, I'm going to go like fix my screen door, which is like back and forth. So
yeah, please do.
Away.
We will give Jim a moment to reestablish his Reno internet. Oh, excuse me.
No luck just yet?
No, yeah, he finally dropped, so I'm assuming that is precursor to him coming back.
Hotel internet, sorry.
Yep, no, that's okay. So let's assume that you stop at a park, something like that. That's kind of the break point, and you have a chance to maybe talk. Advika, did you have any ulterior motive for getting Carter out here? Anything regarding your mission?
No,
I mean, you're always on the job, and yet,
am.
Yeah.
You know what? To like, he was all enthusiastic. This is the are you really serious about this gut check?
Okay.
I think. And like I'm also like, you know what? I think I am used to people treating me like a hard ass and and like someone who's no fun. And he seems genuinely enthusiastic about this in a way that I think maybe has me a little off balance. And I think this is kind of like, like if this is like a Pierce the Mask thing and I think that's what I'm doing. We're running and I'm kind of looking at him and I'm like, is he bullshitting me? Is he really enjoying this?
Yeah, let's do the Pierce the Mask. You're trying to get a read on him. Let's go ahead and have you roll with mundane.
Which is not really my thing. So this should be fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here.
I can't help but feel like this is challenging. I mean, I feel like I wear my heart on the front of my shirt.
Absolutely.
I am not a people person, so my mundane is set to -1, and I'm insecure right now. So this will be an adventure. So let's see what we got here. 7 on the dice, -3 gets me to a whopping 4.
Well, the good news is
I advanced. That's the good news.
That's the really good news. That is the reason to do that. Let me think what's appropriate here. You will, as you're kind of stopping, you will get a call harvester, and they say, "Are you secure right now? We have communication."
And I say,
You need to be secure now.
Stand by 15 seconds. And I turn to...
Oh, thank goodness, a break. Oh, man. I've never run so hard in my life.
I gotta go. I'm sorry. It's Aeon. It's Aeon. I gotta go. And I just like, arms out, shing, lifts me up, and ching, 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 and I'm off to, and I think I just head over to where I can just kind of climb up the side of a building and like be up on the roof with no one around so that I can take this call.
So you know what I'm gonna do?
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to catch up.
Okay.
I can help too.
So I don't even know if there's necessarily a role here for this. Does it seem like you're following her to try and get in her good graces? Are you trying to follow her to figure out what's going on, or does it become a competition?
I think it's a little bit of both, because I think he feels a little hurt. Like, oh, it's Aeon. This is like big league stuff. You're minor league, so I'm going to go deal with this. And I want to try to prove to her, like, I can help. I deserve to be here too.
Then I think I want you to unleash your powers.
Okay. You can climb up walls, but I can walk through them. Now, I am feeling a couple conditions here. I want to make sure.
Sure.
They don't apply. I don't think I'm hopeless right now, so it does not apply. So that is a straight roll there. Just a 9.
Just a 9. So do you want to mark a condition to really catch up, or is Advika going to have an opening to try and get away?
Ooh, I didn't think I could do that. I will absolutely mark a condition.
Advika,
a little angry.
Shadow Boy's on your tail, and like you're trying to kind of get away without being too aggressive. But he is right there, like, hey, what's going on, kind of thing. To the point where you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to do something to get him to stop.
Carter, do you say anything, or are you just keeping up with me?
I don't think I have the breath to say anything. I think it's mostly just like eye contact that we're making. It's probably some like, what are you doing? And some kind of stuff.
He's a teenager.
Got it. So I stop and I turn around exasperated and I say, look, kid. This is important. This needs to be secure. What are you doing? You're gonna... I told them I would be on the phone in 15 seconds. I'm wasting a second with every word I talk to you about this. Get out of here.
Oh, let's have you roll that provoke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is provoke, I guess, isn't it?
Right. The alternative is,
yeah.
This is a good fiction to say you're going to inflict a condition by utilizing your influence over them. That's the other way that you could do that.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm gonna spend my... sorry, I am totally telling him how things are. I feel like, yeah, that is totally it. I like that I call him kid, even though he's probably like whatever, like my age. So that's yeah. So I'm gonna spend my influence here. Knock that off on them. Thing and influence. When you take advantage, surrender the influence to have them.
Give them -2.
To choose one. Give -2 on a move they just made after the roll. No, I'm going to inflict a condition.
So what are you inflicting?
I have guilty and hopeless left.
Guilty and hopeless left. Guilty, because you're messing with you're going to get me in trouble. And I have angry marked, which means that if I hurt someone, I can clear that.
Yeah, when you hurt someone or break something important.
Yeah, you're calling whether you feel like that's hurting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Shadow Boy, what's your reaction when she shuts you down?
I think I accept her influence. So I think that you get to also adjust my labels.
No, just with the influence, I think she surrenders the influence and she gets to do one of those things. So
I inflicted the condition.
Yeah, inflict the condition. That's
okay.
Teammate.
Because you're surrendering the influence.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I think my shoulders just kind of drop and I feel the weariness in my bones. And I think I just like sink through the floor.
Yeah.
This is Harvester. I'm secure.
Oh man.
This is a team leader. We've got more information from the precogs about the situation with the temporal anomaly, and we found a key influence within that.
Go ahead.
Your assignment, we need you to get close to the person known as Shadow Boy. We need you to find out everything you can. We need you to build a strong rapport with him.
Acknowledged. And seen.
And seen. And there was the long tail to the hard move on that one. Michael, we kind of did a scene with you and Vika. Do you want to do a scene on your own, or do you want me to flip on over to Torrent? What would you like?
Yeah, I think we could fast forward to somebody else's scene.
Okay. So Torrent, you leave. You're upset. I mean, you're really on edge. You're almost crushed. You go to call Sarah Sparks, and she's not answering. What do you do?
I think when she left, she like I think she just because of the mood she was in, I think she grabbed her just her backpack, and she is trying to figure out where she can go to not be there.
There are some places near the school that are hangouts for teens and stuff in the evenings.
And I don't think she's gotten everybody else's like contact information. I think at this point she's just going through Sarah, so she doesn't have anybody else's direct phone number. Maybe they've got hers, because that seems like something Sarah would probably try and do just for coordination purposes. But I think she's not thinking about that. She's just going somewhere, and she wants to go somewhere where she doesn't think anybody else will be that she knows.
Okay.
So,
so like a coffee shop a ways away or something?
Someplace more depressing than a coffee shop, like a Waffle House.
Okay.
Like that level of depression. Like it's late and she's miserable, so she wants to go somewhere where it makes her feel more miserable.
Oh yeah. So you sit, they get in a booth at the Waffle House. It's not even a legit Waffle House. It's spelled Haus. It's you are seated there, and it's probably 10 o'clock at night now. You've gotten the terrible coffee here, the super thin waffles, and you'll see this busboy who's kind of been walking around, and he's kind of like looked at you a couple of times, and you see him kind of comes over and sets his clearing bucket down, and he says, "Hey."
Hey.
You go to the magnet school, don't you?
Yeah. Why?
I thought I saw you there.
Oh.
You're like a new kid, right?
Yeah, I've only transferred in. Only been there a little.
Same
Only been there a few
here.
weeks.
Yeah, I've been there a couple months now.
I've just been in there a couple of weeks, so it's still all new to me. So sorry, I didn't recognize you. It's just
no. I mean, you wouldn't.
It's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind since I got there.
Wipes off his hands and holds out one to shake. I'm Eduardo.
Morgan.
Oh,
how you doing?
Good. You okay? I don't usually see people our age out here unless they just got off a shift of working, But
and I think she like leans back and just rubs her head a little. And says, "Well, this stuff has been going down the last couple of days. I just needed to get out of the house for a while and maybe clear my head." So
okay, you gonna be okay?
I don't know, man. So much stuff is going on. I don't know where to start to fix things right now.
And he stops. He looks around. It's a super empty Waffle House. So he will gesture like, "Can I sit down?"
She's just sure. Go ahead.
He sits down. Do you need to talk to somebody? Because I've been there. I maybe not exactly what you're going through, but I know I've been there, and it's hard. Like I went to the guidance counselors at school, and they're no help.
Yeah. Sometimes maybe you're right. This is not. I feel like sometimes the counselors at that school would probably be more prepared if I told them I was an alien.
They just don't want anybody to rock the boat. They want to get everybody through their 4 years and get them out of here. They don't want to hear about people having real problems.
Yeah. The real problems take time to solve, The stuff they just want to sign you up for some therapy session or something if you tell them anything's wrong. And that just means talking to somebody else.
Kind of flinch when you mention therapy.
I think she's a little zoned on her own stuff right now, but she does notice the flinch. And she says, "Yeah, you've been to one of those before?"
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, you're right. That's all they ever want you to do is talk about stuff. And you can't actually work anything out because they keep sending you to somebody new to talk to.
Because well, I got to finish my shift, but and he kind of holds out his cell phone. Can I give you my number if you need to talk to somebody?
You know what? Yeah.
And you notice when he holds out his hand to kind of do that, you notice his sleeve comes down a little, and he's got like some kind of device on his arm that he's clearly self-conscious of because he pulls it up, but he does give you his number.
Okay. I think at this point she doesn't pry. She notes it, and she takes his number and says, "Thanks, Eduardo. I appreciate it."
It's Morgan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to get back.
Yeah, I get it. Thanks, man.
And I think you talked to somebody there. Do you think that feels like maybe one of your conditions would clear? Does that feel like a scene to do that?
I was looking at seeing which of my ridiculously high number of conditions I've managed to accumulate for myself. And let's see, it doesn't seem like I'm hitting any of the like easy clearing moves on that. But
I think this is more of a GM move. I think we've got an NPC who's come in, giving you some absolution there, and so I'm going to let you clear one of those. Which one do you think is appropriate?
You know what? I think at that point, I think maybe clearing Hopeless is appropriate. Like she's not. She's I mean, somebody normal talk to her. Like maybe he's not normal. Maybe that's not true, but she feels like somebody normal talked to her and like focused on her like a person instead of like maybe some sort of function in an equation, like she's used to being considered, or at least she thinks she's always considered that way by everybody.
Absolutely. Let me swap over to Zahn. Zahn, if you are bored, as you are, would you try and track down one of your teammates? Would you go to try to talk to Pteronyx? Would you throw yourself into foolhardy action? What would you do?
All right. So Zahn is like floating around in the sea. I think he's going to call Harvester.
Okay. So this is early morning. Harvester, you've had that kind of crushing order given to you. When you get Zahn's phone call, Harvester, let me ask you this, because this is an interesting thing. You're a military person, but you're still a teenager. Do you set particular ringtones for your friends, or is it all generic?
Oh man. Yeah, I think I would have different ringtones for different people so that I can hands-free, I could tell who's calling me.
So what's the ringtone you've assigned to Zahn?
It's
the pinball machine ringtone, the one that's like the, you know,
Chaotic.
the bells going off and like ding 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 ching 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 ding 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 ding, like that one.
Okay, yeah. So you hear that, and that probably breaks into a little bit of your upset.
Good morning, Zahn. It's Harvester.
Hey, Harv. Do you have any? Is there anything going on? I mean, I try to call Sarah and she's not answering, and you're the only other person I know in the team that actually know what's going on, what's happening, and just bored. There's nothing to do.
Well, I mean, I'm doing my workout. Did you want to come work out with me?
Well, yeah, I guess I can.
Okay.
I was thinking more like fighty bad guy is thing, but yeah, workout.
Well, I mean, we can spar if that's what you want to do.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Okay, meet me at the gym.
All right. Which gym?
Now, the school, if you have some affiliation with the high school, the magnet school does have essentially, we've established gymnasiums that are set up for essentially people with powers to utilize them. They're like really low grade danger rooms.
Yeah, at school.
All right, cool.
So let's see. I'm about 14 blocks away, so that's gonna take me about 23 minutes. So let's say half an hour.
All right.
I'll see you then. Yeah, make sure you bring like dress for it, right?
Oh,
Like bring some sweatpants or something like that.
oh, that I have
Okay.
somewhere.
Okay. I'm gonna get started then. I will see you there. 07:30.
A what?
7:30.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And Zahn, what does your workout outfit look like that you assemble?
Probably how do you call the place, the charity? I don't know how it's called in English. The Salute Army, something like that. Salvation Army.
Like the
Yeah.
Goodwill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Goodwill. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I picked up like gray sweatpants and gray sweaters from there.
The most generic. What is the when you do arrive? What is the thing that tells Harvester that you're living on the streets? What is the detail in what you're carrying or your clothing or whatnot that tells her pretty clearly that's going on?
I think it should be like my very, very stuffed backpack. I carry like everything I own around, including my superhero costume.
Yeah, it's all
That's
stuff.
probably showing a little bit out.
Stained backpack, kind of jammed up, underwear, all of that stuff in there.
Yeah.
So, Harvester, this is really kind of your thing. What does a sparring routine look like between the two of you?
We start with a little bit of stretching and making sure that we're, good to go and stuff like this and everything. And then so I guess, Zahn, we haven't ever really done anything like this, have we?
No, not really.
So, so I would say, all right, so I don't know, I guess, what's your normal routine?
I don't have one. I'm going to be clear on that.
Okay, so, what do you want to work on? I mean, I normally do some strength stuff, some agility stuff, kind of a mixed martial arts thing. Is there, how much training do you have in using your abilities?
Not much. I just do what the computer says I need to do.
Wait, what do you mean?
I've got this. I show under my shirt like there's some kind of it's like circuits, computer chips. It's just taped on my skin.
Is that some kind of and I'm like kind of looking looking at it. Did you make this yourself?
Oh no, of course not.
So do you understand how it works?
Well, I know how to use it.
But I mean,
I can repair it too, done it once.
So is it wired into you?
Oh, no. Of course not.
Okay.
No, it's one of those things that Xanners do.
So does it have sensors?
Of course, lots of them.
So does it tell you when? So if I threw a punch at you, would it tell you that the punch was coming?
It will tell me that it will be coming and where it's going to end up. Yeah, I actually see it before it comes in. It taps into several dimensions of aspects thingy, and so when somebody attacks me, I usually can't sense it. I can see the attack before it actually happens. Of course, when I'm totally incapable of dodging, I just see the punch and then I feel the punch.
Okay, so then let me tell you what we're going to work on. And let's start with just teaching you how to fall, how to take a punch.
Fall?
No.
No.
Yeah, no, because if you can't get out of the way, then knowing where it's going to come from will help you not get hurt when it hits you, or not get hurt as bad.
But I have to be on the ground for that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you realize is Zahn is almost never. In fact, you're trying to think of a time when he has like actually landed and set foot on the ground when he's been around.
My shoes are probably still brand new.
Oh, so what do you do if something knocks you down?
I float back up.
So like when some villain comes along, so when if you get in a fight with someone and they slam you to the ground,
Yeah, it happened once.
it's going to happen a lot more than once. I mean, are you like, is this like a phobia thing?
No, it's just being on the ground. It's boring. It reminds me of before I went to become a traveler.
It's boring?
Yeah, boring.
Okay.
I've been to places like working out which way gravity goes at every corner was like the normal way of just traveling.
Okay, so then how does the flying thing work? Does the computer help you fly, or is that you?
Oh no, that's a separate gadget.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how good at using it are you?
Oh, I had this since I was 7.
Okay, so then let's work on teaching you how to fall without hitting the ground.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we'll just get into a little workout routine where the whole object is for me to like lever him over to the point, like, you know, like lever him over to get him to where he's falling, but then try to see if he can get his whatever flying thing to like stop him before he actually, you know, smacks the mat.
Let me ask you this, Harvester. In the course of this training montage that we then see, do you have an agenda? I mean, one of the things one of the relationship questions is certainly that that Zahn doesn't really respect Aeon, doesn't believe in the way Aeon does things.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also see he's got some kind of very cool interdimensional super soldier kind of thing. That's tech that Aeon would love to get their hands on, or at least examine close up.
Sure. So this is, I'm also like under orders to get along with everybody.
Yep.
And to some extent, I think, but I also really, oh yeah, you know what? By putting him through his paces like this, I am learning what his stuff can and can't do.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, if I push you 45 degrees, you can get back up. But if I push you 50 degrees, you hit the mat. Okay, good to know. You know?
So
like if I shove you from the front, you'll go back a step and then it will stop you.
Do you think that's sort of pure fiction for later, or are you actually piercing the mask?
I
mean, they don't have to. It probably may not rise to the level of move, but I want to check in with you.
Yeah, let me see. I don't. Oh no, you know what? It's not. You know what it is. As soldier, I have a move called Before We Get Started, which is when I spend time studying somebody before I get into a fight with them. It gives me. I can make a roll, and it gives me some hold that I can use against them if we get into a fight. So I am totally cool with this being studying, and then banking that. So if we ever get into a situation where we've got to mix it up, I'll make that roll because I've studied him. Does that work for you? Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. This is totally my learning how he fights. Yeah.
Yes. We see a little bit of the Janus initiative there on you. So yeah, I'm going to cut from you two doing that, over to Shadow Boy in the ruins of his ego.
Yes.
Wow, you're in not great shape. Who do you go to for comfort? Is it someone in your family? Is it an NPC? Is it another member of your team?
Yeah, I think I have an idea. I'm going to, after I kick a few pebbles into the creek or whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you while you're drinking there. I think I'm gonna give a call to my friend Torrent.
All right. So Torrent, we cut to the next day. Your uncle is left early for work, kind of avoiding talking to you. And it's a Saturday. And the future trader calls you on the phone.
My previous hero and now verified future trader.
Yeah, verified, absolutely verified.
I think what we see is this is happening like as she's trying to stuff like her essentials into her run bag. She's accumulated like a couple of like regular this time outfits, in addition to her Torrent costume and her future wear clothes that she showed up in. And she sees that on her phone and he says, well, she thinks, okay, well, if it's going to turn out that way, I need to see it coming. So she picks up and answers. Hey, well, what's up?
Sorry to bother you on the weekend. You wouldn't be like free to talk, would you? Like get some pizza maybe or something?
I think at that point she's like looking around and like seeing her mostly packed bag now. And says, you know what? Yeah, sure. Where you want to grab pizza?
Oh, well, you gotta go to Gino's number 9. It's the best.
Sounds fine to me. Let's see. Meet there maybe about 11:30 or so.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, man. I'll see you there. Regular stuff, right? Not
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Undercover.
Gotcha.
So we'll do the panel swish. We turn the page and we see who gets there first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably waiting outside, but I don't know. Torrent might have some trick up her sleeve.
Well, basically, she's trying to get out of the house as quickly as she can. So, like, she's grabbing, like, she's stuffing, like, toothbrush, toothpaste, like, basically, like, everything she's gonna need wherever she ends up, and just slinging her overstuffed satchel over her shoulder, and is heading out to the pizza place.
Absolutely. So you get there early, Carter, and yeah, Torrent's already been there and has that look of somebody who's been waiting around for a while.
Oh wow, that was fast. I'm sorry. Am I running late?
Oh no, guys, it's only 11. I just didn't have a whole lot else going on, so I figured why not get a place a little bit early, make sure we get a good booth.
Yeah. So I kind of like look in the window. It's like a pizza place at like brunch time, and like I think like half the chairs are still up on the tables. It's like find a good spot.
So and she's got like a root beer float, like something with ice cream floating in it.
Nice. I've got the big like melty cheese like New York style thing. So like as we're sitting there, I'm like, so you're like from the future, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you know how far?
No, not really. I mean, the things I remember, I think I remember like most of, I think I remember most everybody that I was around being adults. So I'm thinking maybe I was an adult, but I'm not sure of that because everything gets crazy and jumbled as soon as I try to focus on anything. Like, since I've been here, since I got here, I remember most of the stuff since I've been here with just like you would normally remember stuff. But anything before that just is like trying to read a book through a kaleidoscope. I can't focus on anything.
So like, are there like hover cars and jetpacks? Do you remember that much?
Well, see, we have hover cars now. It's just not everybody has one. I mean, you saw there were a couple of them like flew by here over me as I was coming in. It's just only a couple of like either super rich people or like really snotty government agencies seem to have one right now.
Yeah, I've just always wanted one.
They look. I'm sure they'd be pretty awesome. I can't remember ever riding in one, but maybe that's something I'll get to do while I'm back here.
What I kind of wanted to ask you, and if you don't remember or whatever, that's cool. I'm sorry that you're going through all that, but am I a superhero in the future?
I think like you get this sort of picture where like she freezes and like one of her hands was on the table, and like it looks like she's all of a sudden like gripping that table way harder than she should. And she says some of the things that fly past. I remember you being there. I remember that you were a hero, but I don't know what. I don't know what else happened. Like, I mean, you know how messy things are now. Just in the few weeks since I met you guys, just how crazy it's been. I mean, think about trying to figure that out after God, maybe 10 years have passed, maybe 20, maybe 5. I don't know. And then figure out where everybody would be. And it's hard for me to even recognize people sometimes. It's, and the memories don't come back in any kind of pattern either. So I have no idea.
I may even have a beard.
Well, I mean, unless you change your costume, nobody would know. You wear you and I both wear the little pull-up balaclava thing.
Do I have a cool costume in the future? Do you remember?
I remember. I think you stuck with black, but I mean, Shadow. Shadow. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you stuck with boy. I think you dropped that one eventually. I think you had to have dropped that because it would be weird if you were like in your 20s.
So crazy. Because I was just thinking about how I should change my name.
I do want to pause here for a mechanical moment.
Yes.
Because I do think that right now Torrent has confirmed that you do belong here, that you are a superhero, which allows you to mark potential and to give Torrent influence over you.
Yes. Absolutely.
And as she sees, like if I'm reading the situation right, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong. She's seeing like this sort of enthusiasm rise. Like you're looking kind of more like your enthusiastic self after that little bit of conversation. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think you could even at this point be comforting or supporting me if you wanted to push it any further.
Oh, that's an interesting take.
I mean, I think she's leaning in that direction because right now, like with him sitting across the table from her, and there's pizza, it's hard to think this is the guy that's gonna stab everybody that I care about in the back and help ruin the world.
Perfect.
So I think she's just gravitating toward that because of all the admiration she remembers. That's still super strong, and the traitor thing is still so fresh. It's like
absolutely. So you get to roll that comfort and support with Savior, but there's a catch there, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have that special move, the Golden Promise of tomorrow. Tomorrow's Golden Promise. But no, I have to mark a condition.
Unless your stories are true.
I think at this point she is. I think she's going to mark afraid, because what's happened now is seeing him again and like looking across the table and seeing the look in his eyes about being a hero. That's making her doubt herself a little. It's making her doubt that vision a little bit. And I think she's now afraid that even these little flashes that she thinks are true are absolutely true, that maybe she's screwing even those things up. And so she's really afraid of what it might mean if the things that she thinks she should be confident about, if even those can't be depended on.
Let's have you roll with that superior. Savior. Even better.
Yep. So
almost no chance you could fail this terribly.
All right. Did it work? It's not showing me any change. Okay, let me click it one more time. There it went. That's a 9.
That is a 9. So they hear you. They can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you, which I think he has.
So, yeah, I think that's definitely what she's ended up doing, just almost by rote because of how her original feelings were, and so.
I definitely think that's making me feel less insecure in this moment. Well, the reason why I asked is, earlier I was hanging out with Advika, and I just kind of got this feeling like maybe I don't belong here. Do you ever feel that way?
Oh, just all the time. Just this morning, yesterday at about 6:30 p.m. Like it feels like I'm always tripping over something, because I feel like I should know things that I don't know, and just not sure where to go or what to do. I'm just hoping that I'm not screwing things up.
So at this point, I think I like climb onto the table, like holding a piece of pizza like a flag. And I'm like, but Morgan, like, you've got to belong here. There's got to be a reason why you're here. I mean, you came from the future. You know, you have a purpose.
Maybe I've got a purpose, but it's not like it was a plan. Like, the only thing, the main thing I remember about how I got back here was it was basically just a big mess. I don't really know exactly how things went down, but I don't think anybody, including me, meant for me to tumble back to this time and end up like a 15-year-old. I mean, I don't know that happened. I don't know that was a plan at all. I'm not sure if it. I mean, and if it wasn't a plan, and then I really don't know what I should be doing. Then I really don't know where to go. And if I screw something up, is it going to make things worse? If I screw something up, is it going to make it better? I don't know.
How do you pull her out of this funk? How are you going to comfort and support her?
So I kind of squat down, still standing on top of the table, but I'm like,
hey, in the back.
Yeah, one second, Gino. Look, I've decided that from starting today, I'm going to try to be just like future me, if that makes sense. Look, if Shadow Boxer was here right now, he would help you. And that's who I'm going to be. I'm Shadow Boxer. I'm not Shadow Boy anymore. And if I'm going to be like Shadow Boxer, that means I have to help you. So whatever it is, you got to figure out. I'm here to help.
Let's have you roll with mundane.
And good thing you just cleared my insecure there.
Yeah.
Because that comes out to 8.
So, despite everything, Torrent, you get a chance to clear a condition, mark potential, or shift labels.
I think, like, weirdly enough, like, even though, like, every time he mentions, like, future him, like, Torrent is struggling not to, like, visibly flinch or, like, accidentally shatter her root beer float. Despite that, it's, his earnestness, again, is putting her in that position where she thinks maybe she's got something she can still do, some positive aspect she can make. So I think she's clearing insecure at this point.
Absolutely.
Still leaves her afraid, angry, and guilty, but
Oh yeah. So I want to leave this room to do more of this, or we can focus in a particular direction. But I do want to take our break here. Let's take 5 right now, and then we'll come back and we'll figure out where we want to direct from here.
I just want to check in. Do you think that scene I at the gym counted as how's it called? Share a vulnerability or weakness with someone?
Yeah, I do. I actually. Let's roll back and resolve that.
Yeah, I remember I'm doing all the things. Yeah, I mark a condition. I get influence. I mark potential.
Okay.
Is there any kind of question that goes along with that?
No, just revealing weakness and or vulnerability.
Yeah. He's got a slightly different thing with the Harbinger.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark condition, give influence over you, and mark potential. Because his character is so distant, there's that whole working through that process.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I know you are the only person in the world right now that I care what you think about me. Literally.
So I've got influence over you now.
Yes.
Oh, okay. On them.
And I'm just going to throw this around. If you use that in front of me, you get to pick 2 options.
Ooh.
I do not give a lot of influence, but I'm very susceptible. Whatever that word is.
Yep. Nope. You got it right. Susceptible.
Okay.
Yeah. That's excellent. That's good to know.
Also, I think -2 to resist influence and. And I get an advance. Okay, what?
Advance. Excellent.
Yeah. I think what really hit me when I shared my past with you is the fact that I hate the fact that I used to not be out there and now I'm stuck here again. So I'm getting angry.
Interesting. So let's pull the table and see how the group would like to proceed. We could continue on, and I'm down with continuing this sort of process and checking in and having the everyday live stuff. Or if you want something more directed, we can pull the group together and you can decide on something you want to do, or I can throw an incident to you. So Chris, how do you feel? More of this or something else?
I'm enjoying the slice of life stuff, but it might be fun to kind of throw in, maybe not something I couldn't see us like going from this to like going out on patrol or something, but I could definitely see something happening that sort of drew us all back into one unit again, and then seeing how we all deal with that in the aftermath of all of this like emotional tension that's built up. I think that would be really cool.
Jim, any thoughts?
It's not a school day, right?
Yeah, we did a Saturday is how we set it up, but we could certainly move forward.
I wouldn't mind seeing us all to like we gotta walk past each other all on Monday at school.
Except Zan doesn't go to the school, but
I didn't. Who was it last session who said they were going to start going to school?
It was me. I threw that out because you said you were interested in seeing us at school, so I thought I could like insert me back into this.
Sure.
Yeah, I remembered you saying it at the end of last session. I'm going to start going to school, and I'm like, yeah, and especially after we had that little, if we had the workout, yeah, me agreeing to kind of watch your back at school and show you around might be.
Are you good with that, Michael?
Absolutely.
Then let's go to first thing Monday, when you come back in, and you hear people talking about Nexus, and at first you think they're talking about that Thursday night thing, like what went down with that, how it is, but what you will hear and what you will see is last night, Sunday night, they managed to take down and recapture one of those escaped villains, Patriarch, who's big, nasty, and like good social media coverage of it. They had their people on staff that have been pushing it on Twitter and Instagram and everything else. And they've got, Periscope videos and all of that kind of stuff. The company Spectrum rolls things out right away. And so there's no talk about the team on Monday morning. It's just about Nexus. And that's a little disconcerting. So what class is it that for somehow all four of you have the same class? Is it biology? Is it AP history? Is it phys ed?
It's shop.
Okay.
I think it's shop. It's shop class because like they don't care how you do academically. They just you just get put in a group in shop class. Yeah, Simon. That's like woodworking, metalworking. It's like workshop. When they say shop, art. It's short for workshop. Yeah.
They have essentially two divisions here in shop class. There's AP shop class, which is for all the gadgeteers and people who are scions of super tech people. And then there's this, where they're teaching you how to make birdhouses and how to saw just a little ways in to make a chessboard, and how to stain it and lacquer it, and how not to get your fingers caught in a bandsaw. There's lots of motivational posters on the wall, and one of those, 3 days since the last accident, and you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. And like with a picture of the Joker on it. But anyway, you four can huddle together at one of the workstations. You've got the metal stools that you have to pull out that make a when you pull them out from the desk. And the table is that wood top that just has seen generations of people, screwing around with it. And there's lots of noise and things running and all kinds of cool stuff around here that people could hurt themselves on. So it's kind of interesting. And all you hear is Nexus this, Nexus that Alpha's dreamy, all of that kind of thing. So
he is kind of dreamy in a really obnoxious frat boyish kind of way.
That's true. It's true. So what is your mood then, Torrance, since I got you to talk first there?
I think she's calmed down a little, but she hasn't been back home either. So it's noticeable probably that she crashed at a shelter last night, and she grabbed a shower, but she's still basically wearing the outfit she wore on Saturday to Pete's place.
Do you think that that's something that Shadowboxer would notice?
Possibly. I mean, I would.
Well, this is actually a question for Shadowboxer. Let's see how aware a young man he is. Because I know when I was in high school, it is not something I would have noticed, but I was also a dip.
I mean, I think if he's paying attention to anyone right now, it's probably Edvika and Zan.
Yeah, so you probably don't even notice that Torrent's still in that same outfit.
Probably not.
So we see that from Torrent. Which brings Shadowboxer. What's your manner towards Edvika?
Ooh, it's A little hostile right now. Yeah,
Frosty?
just a little.
Edvika, is that something you've been prepared for? I mean, do you know how to thaw the ice? Have you been trained in this kind of thing, or is this very alien to your experience?
You know what? I think it is I am putting on my, oh my God, I don't have time for this, like, affect. My, like, if you're gonna like, like, oh my God, now he's pouting. Like, I think more exasperated.
Wow.
That, like, he's like, how is this still a thing?
Yeah, so Edvika's giving you nothing, Shadow Boy. It is.
Well, that's just fine by me.
So like one of the other guys kind of comes up to the table, and he's like, "Hey, did you see that video with Nexus?" They like saved a puppy too. It was really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I hear they all go to that private school, but rumor has it that one of them actually attends here. I wonder who it is.
They don't wear masks.
Yeah, but they got like hollow disguise things. That's what Reagan told me. And she knows all that stuff. She's got like a blog about it.
Tom, don't you have a project you should be working on right now?
He holds up his fingers. He's got bandages on it. Yeah. But they won't let me make machines today. And he'll wander off.
And I turn to Zan and I say, "That's Tom, and you just learned everything you need to know about him."
Cool. I needed to learn anything about him?
Pretty much.
Okay. Nice.
And you also need to know that he should not be anywhere near a table saw.
Well,
so shouldn't be that local. That means
he's a legacy student. He's here because his uncle's important.
Okay.
Cool. Good. Is it? Good morning, students. Good morning, students. Thank you. I hope everyone doesn't have the Mondays. Yes. So just
Furious Mondays over here.
just a note that we're revising the food menu for this week due to certain supplier incidents. But I wanted to address the issue. I noticed a number of students have some concerns and some issues. As you may know, a former student of the school who has turned to a life of crime, a young man calling himself Bolt, was seen last week involved in a superpowered incident. I want to tell you that we've increased security for this week. We've had no threats, no indications on that. And I want you to know that we're doing all that we can to assure the safety of everyone here at the school. And if anyone wants to talk to a counselor, they'll be available today. If anyone is, if young Mr. Marsters reaches out to anyone to contact them, we encourage you to get in touch with an adult, get in touch with an authority here, and not engage with him. We'd like to really get him the help that he needs. Anyway, the volleyball's on Thursday. We encourage everyone to be there at the pep rally, and to go Brats. And there's that sound, of course, as he hits the mic before he hangs up there.
Did I just hear we should go after that bald guy?
I don't know why he bothers. There was no. I mean, what even was that? There was no instruction there. There was no like there were no sanctions if we didn't do this. There was no indication of what he had done that we should that would compel us to turn him in.
Look, you know, that guy's not any sort of like military commander or even the leader of your local chapter of the, Moose Lodge. I mean, he's a high school assistant principal. He is not.
He's tasked with keeping us safe, or with trying to, and I don't understand why he would come on and interrupt our class just with that nonsense.
Well, I mean, to be blunt, this whole class is nonsense anyway. So
Yeah, they don't even have a laser cutter in here.
Not this.
yeah, the laser cutters are down the hall in the gadgets class.
Oh, there's a gadgets class.
Yeah, we got the, hey, look, you can build a coaster like this. That's this class.
Zan, did you not take the entrance battery?
I did. I don't. I just checked the box.
We should go talk to the head of the who's our shop teacher?
Mr. Mickelson.
Okay. When class is over, we'll go talk to Mr. Mickelson, because you should be able to test out of this.
Well, why should I bother with? I mean, with you guys, it's cool.
Well, no, but you're not learning anything here.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure I will be learning anything in the other class. I'm just, whatever he's going to ask, I'll just pull up the plans to wherever I need to build and build it.
Well, you're learning nothing here.
There's nothing you learn on this place, this whole thing. I'm not even talking about the school. I'm talking about this whole dimension.
Why are you here? You said you wanted to come to school. Why are you here if you're not?
It's one thing I haven't tried out in a while, so thought it will be fun.
So how about if you actually try it then?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Just forget about her, Zan. If you're here because you want to be here, that's all that matters. She doesn't get to tell you whether you belong here or not.
Well, I'm sure I don't belong here, but yeah.
Why not? You're a kid just like us, right?
Yeah, but
I thought you wanted to be here.
Well, yes, no. I can't leave. I just can't leave. So might as well do something.
Well, I mean, what do you mean you can't leave?
I can't shift dimensions. Just can't.
Okay, so there's so are you so if tomorrow you suddenly found that you could, you'd be gone, is what you're saying.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right.
I think I feel the same way.
And I kind of look at you and raise an eyebrow. Like, what?
Look at that tension torrent.
No, I get it. Look, this is not particularly the time and place I wanted to be either, but we're here, so we try to make the best of it and try to fix whatever we can fix, and maybe avoid breaking it worse. I don't know.
So Zan, if it turns out that you can never shift dimensions again, are you just going to sit there waiting for it to happen, even though it never will?
I think Zan says just go blank. Like no, it can't be forever. Really can't.
Why not?
I'm going to get better at some point, and I'll be able to get out there, explore new things.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's.
Oh, I have to. I have to.
You have to. You also have to have a plan in case that doesn't happen. And I think I'm using my influence to tell you how it is right now.
Oh yeah.
Was that your take a powerful bow?
Yeah, I'm totally telling. So when you,
So you can accept or reject what she's telling you.
Oh, I'm rejecting.
Okay. Now.
I am going to get better, but I have -2 to rejecting.
Yeah.
And of course, 6.
6. So their words hit you hard. You're going to mark a condition, and I'm going to let Jim adjust your labels.
Oh, that is freak down, mundane up.
No! That's worse than the condition.
And that's pretty bad, yeah.
I'm totally insecure right now. What if I stay here? No, I can't.
Good news is you get to mark potential.
Oh yeah. Screw potential. We're going to stars.
And so then, does my influence go away, or does the rejecting mean I don't have it anymore? Or
no, if you can inflict a condition, and it just kind of does it without having to make a roll. When you use the influence, he makes the roll. You keep the influence over him.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Away.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because he would have to have succeeded to remove it from you.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So the 4 of you are under a cloud right now. Like, I imagine that you're all looking like super kind of sad sack, irritated as the bell rings and you go out into the hall, right? You are coming down the hallways. It's one of those passing periods. It's a big school, so some of the hallways aren't as crowded as others. You're coming out of that sort of back part of the building, which is shop. So they've got shop and the home ec and the other things back here, and you will see a couple of kids down the hallway, like clearly have thrown a third kid down to the ground and are like have clearly knocked his books out of his hands and have knocked him down. And you will see Torrent Eduardo on the ground.
I think
Hey!
Oh yeah, Torrent is basically over there like immediately, and she basically punches one of the people standing over him. Whichever one looks like the main aggressor to her, probably the one that's like leaning in and making snide comments.
And Shadow Boxer would never stand for bullying either, so I'm gonna run up and punch somebody too.
All right. So let us have. I think let's have this. I want to do this. I'm going to start with Torrent, and I think I want you to roll provoke here, essentially, because you're using your fists to punch them away and kind of push them to a different action. Does that seem like a fair way to handle that?
I think so. And
Okay.
Provoked with superior, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, superior is 1. Do afraid, angry, or guilty affect my provoke?
Let's see here. Guilty does.
Okay, so that's -2, so that's a net -1.
Okay.
But I got boxcars, so it's still an 11.
Okay. So you're down there because you know Eduardo, and you hit him, and this guy who's above him, and you send him flying back into the lockers. But enough that you don't break his face, you don't kill him, and it just looks like a school punch, right? And the other kid steps back, and Carter, you're punching him.
Yeah. Well, I might just shove.
Shove. Okay, so you shove him into the lockers. What are you doing, Harvester? As right now, Torrent and Shadowboxer have done what was probably going to get them, in a serious trouble here in a moment.
I'm gonna I turn to Van and I say, you don't want to get mixed up on this on your first day. Sorry, to Zan. And then I take a couple of steps forward and I just like hook Eduardo under one arm, grab his book bag with the other hand, like haul him to his feet. And I'm just gonna like get him out of there.
I think that's not a problem. I think you have the ability that you can yank him away, get him out of there. Zan, what are you doing?
Staring at the situation, pretty confused and having no idea what to do.
These the one guy who got slammed into the locker first gets up, and his attention's turned to you. Certainly, Torrent.
And I think she says, she says, "You want to fuck right off right now."
And you see him stop, like he's clearly got powers, like he's one of the kids that does. But you kind of stare him down, and we have in the past. So yeah, it's a rarity.
Okay, cool.
It is saved for
like we're like PG-13 or something like
right,
that.
Right.
Cool.
It is saved for moments like that.
Got it.
That kind of break character. And we see he has powers, but he knows that something's up. Like he can feel that this is not going to go his way. And he says, okay, yeah, if you want to get mixed up with that freak bag, you just watch. We're all going to get killed by him. we're all going to get killed by him. And he grabs his buddy who got slammed into the lockers and drags him away.
Yeah, only if we don't get to you first. Says like 4'9".
They're like, who's that guy? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Who's the flying guy? I don't get it. What's going on? So yeah, they head away, and you can look back and you can see that Harvester has gotten a kind of shaken Eduardo away. And Harvester, you'll see Eduardo has pulled up his sleeve, and you see he's clearly checking his arm to make sure that it is intact, that whatever that device is on his arm is set.
Are you okay?
And he kind of pushes you away, actually. Like, fine. You just step back.
Okay. Hey, Eduardo, this is Zan. And I mean, she's pretty smart. She knows about or he's pretty smart. He knows about stuff like that. I mean,
yeah, can certainly take a look.
No, and he actually gets like seriously concerned when you say that. He's like, no, steps back away.
Okay. What did you like? Did they just start wailing on you, or? And
he goes to leave. Like,
okay. Turn to Zahn and shrug. Like,
I think Torrent will try to catch up with him. Maybe that's a break of a scene though.
Okay. So yeah, let's break that scene. Let's do Torrent catching up with him, and then let's check in with the others about what they're doing. Does that seem like a fair way to break that up, to divvy that out? Okay. So at that point, we kind of get caught up in the passing period of the actual halls and things like that. And where do you catch up with Eduardo?
I think basically he was actually walking the opposite direction from the direction where Harvester pulled him away from the fight. Like, he was actually walking in the other direction, trying to get to his class. So I think Torrent's able to like catch up with him as he's like turning that corner to go down the next hallway. Just, hey, Eduardo, are you all right, man?
Say, I'm fine.
Okay. Glad I could help. If you need anything, like you can buzz me.
I will. No. I mean, you shouldn't get those guys are bad news. It shouldn't.
Yeah, they look like bad news. If you need help, let me know. Okay.
Are you trying to read him? Are you trying to pierce the mask on him, or are you just trying to empathize with him?
I don't think she's trying to like get in his business, so I don't think it's pierce the mask at this point. I think she's just letting him know that, hey, if you need help, call, or actually, they're both teenagers. Text.
Yeah. And he'll nod like he's trying to pull himself together. He's clearly really upset. And he will thank you, and he will head off.
Okay. And she like, respects his cutoff there, and she's sort of backing back down the hall toward her next class. Probably going to walk back around the corner eventually back to where the other guys are.
Carter, you get called to the guidance counselor's office.
Hey, Dr. Z.
Carter, why don't you sit down?
Okay, I know the drill.
I thought we had a conversation about how you deal with physical aggression and bullies.
As soon as I sit down, I stand back up like, but they pushed him to the ground. It wasn't fair. They outnumbered him.
You need to leave these problems to adults.
Sink back into the chair. Oh.
Look, you're not a hero. Don't need to be one. Don't need to put yourself in those dangerous situations. Think about how your parents would feel if you got seriously injured. Or, that's not a call I want to make. Or if something were to happen and I couldn't intervene and they were to discipline you and you get suspended or expelled, we've got a pretty strong zero tolerance policy. And given current and recent events, the school's looking very carefully on students with any kind of history of aggression. And I think I'm trying to shift your labels.
Yes. But I will resist. I am a teenager.
That's right. So go ahead and roll to resist influence. And you're not insecure right now, are you?
Not right now, no.
That's good.
So rolling those, that is an 11 on the dice.
Look at that. So on a 10 plus, you get to choose 2 things from the reject someone's influence list.
Yes, I'm pulling that up right now because I accidentally lost that tab. Da-da-da. Still loading. Okay, here we go.
These are my podcasting headphones. They are a little uncomfortable in the long run.
Oh no. Okay. Choose one. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Yes. Oh man.
You get 2 of these choices. Immediately acting means immediately acting.
That does mean immediately acting. I'm gonna clear condition and I'm gonna shift some labels.
Okay. So how are you immediately acting to prove them wrong?
Okay. So I planned on doing this in the epilogue, but I guess I'm just doing it now. I'm going to prove that I am a hero. So I think I say to them, I could take care of myself, Dr. Z. Just wait and see. I think I'll phase out of the room. And my current plan is to track down Bolt all by myself.
Okay.
And this will be ticking off a lot of things for me because I'm trying to reject someone who tells me I shouldn't be here and take down a threat all on my own, which are a couple of my drives. So
okay. So you head out. We see you go through the wall. On panel, when you do that, we cut to Dr. Z, and we see Dr. Z go, good.
Okay.
There's a flash. We might see an overlay image of a figure that we've seen earlier in the series. The villain we've seen only in the shadows, known as Syndic, the one who is bringing villains back from the future to mentor their younger selves.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, Zahn, what is the thing that you're into during the day at school?
Well, I'm kind of bothered about that fight we saw earlier and that machines that what was his name? I can't remember.
Mickelson?
the mission he had on his
Eduardo.
Eduardo, yeah. And I think after that incident, I'm kind of just silent. I don't talk. I don't say anything. It just ran to my mind. And I assume I'm still with Harvester because
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually will take some work to ditch me.
No, I don't want to ditch you.
Yeah.
Are you
want somebody to interact with?
Are you doing your out of this world move? Is that what's happening?
I think so.
Okay.
I can't remember which move is that.
That's a freak.
Yeah, the out of this world, exactly. That's why I'm going for it. At one point during the day, might be even during class or something, or during a break, someplace important. I look at and I say, just hold on, and I pull out earphones and put them on and concentrate.
Let's have you roll freak.
My little freak.
Just a 1 right now.
Just a 1. Oh, it's enough to get me to a 10 though.
Okay. So, what does the 10 plus result do again?
It's on a hit, you come to a new and interesting insight about your current problem and situation. The GM will tell you what. 10 plus, you shift your own labels according to match your new understanding.
There is a brief vision that you have. Like, you kind of roll back time and you roll back into that scene in the hallway. And in this version, your group turns the other direction. And you see one of those kids kick Eduardo in the arm. And when he pulls back up, you see there's this short, like clearly whatever device he has on his arm breaks. And you see those 2 kids who are standing there suddenly clutch their throats and drop dead. And then you see going in a distance out from there, other kids in the hallway just start dropping dead like flies.
Okay. Huh.
And you may shift your labels according to match your new understanding of the world.
Yeah, I think I'm going to lower danger and up savior because we actually saved some people by doing this.
Yeah, that was freaky. So Harvester, you have to cover for Zahn because Zahn probably doesn't realize it, but when he does this, it's not like he just puts in his headphones and he looks like a normal dude. They, them, doing this. There's probably this weird sort of dimensional fading, like Doctor Strange, in
Infinity War when he's got the as he's going through the multiple possibilities. Yeah.
What class?
I'm folding the 4th dimension up and over and looking out through a metaphysical lens. And
so that's the question I have for you: is what class are you in?
French.
C'est bien.
I'm not even going to try and do French, but yes, je ne sais quoi. So how do you keep the teacher from noticing that one of her students is using powers in the classroom like they're not supposed to?
Oh my God. You know what? I think I'm at the board, like conjugating a verb. When I see that start to happen in the back, and maybe like a couple of other kids are like, "What the hell?" Like looking at her, or looking at him. So, I see that, and I like press down hard and like snap the chalk, and like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon, madame."
Absolutely, in French, please.
En français. and so like I like take another piece of chalk and I kind of fumble with it, and I'm basically like stalling at the board until I see, hoping that he'll like get it together.
Absolutely, and I think that's not a problem. I think you can do that if you're willing to kind of look foolish for your friend.
Yeah. Yep. Just I'm taking one for the team here.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you do, and then he kind of you see Zahn settles back in, and he has kind of a smile on his face, like, "Ah, good."
Okay. And so I finish, and voila.
Fair enough.
Set the chalk down, go back to my seat. And I do that thing where I look at, like, I don't say anything, but I look at Zahn, like I give that like WTF face. I make that face at him. Like, what are you doing?
I look at what happened earlier.
So I like, we're supposed to be quiet. So like I look at you and make a face. Do you then actually like say something out loud, or do you like make a face back at me?
Oh no, I'm not just saying it, but I look what happened earlier.
And then the bell will ring for the end of the period. Homework
what?
For Tuesday, please conjugate chapter 3, exercise 3.1 through 3.3, with special attention to the infinitives.
What are you doing? You can't do that in class.
Yeah, I know, but French is so much like Zargonian from the. It's too complicated.
It's supposed to be hard. The point is that it's hard.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
But you can't. What? I had to cover for you. Why? What?
No.
Class was over in 5 minutes. You couldn't wait?
Oh, I didn't know it was over in 5 minutes. Look, I looked back at what happened earlier. We really did a good thing. We saved people. That's cool. That's cool, right? It's cool saving people.
Yeah, that's our mission statement. Yes. What do you mean?
Yeah, there's so many rules with you. I just wanted to check in that was still cool saving people. That kid we saved. If we didn't save them, it would have killed everybody.
What? This is, you know what? This is not funny.
No,
I know you think that this is funny, but this is not funny. It's not funny when you say something like that.
No, it's not that. It like his thing keeps him from asphyxiating everyone around him.
That's highly unlikely.
But I
mean, they wouldn't have him just walking around like that if all that, like if he could kill everybody just without, if all you had to do was break that bracelet.
So earlier you were complaining about how the assistant director was totally useless, and now you're saying no, we won't do something like this.
Crap.
And yep.
Can that AI that you have, the supercomputer?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you use it to look at the school's computer?
Yeah, I can try to. Yes.
Well, let's do that then.
Yeah.
That sounds like unleash your powers.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm mighty not good at this right now because I'm insecure, I think.
That is correct.
Oh.
Oh no, unleash your powers is hopeless.
Oh, okay, so I'm good.
Yeah.
+1. It's a 9.
So I think you're only going to get, you can mark condition, or you're just going to get like a little bit of information.
A little bit of information.
So you will pull up and you'll see his name is Eduardo Parillo, and he's labeled as a metahuman. But you can see that there's that he has authorization from the Xandar Institute for Metahuman Studies. And it says essentially basic elemental control. Like it clearly downplays what his abilities are. Like he's been given clearance by the Xandar Institute, but it's certainly the school doesn't know the extent of his powers if what you saw is true.
Okay, is there a power in there that could do the asphyxiation thing?
They list him as elemental control, but it's
so it could manipulate the air.
Yeah, you're not sure. I'm going to cut away from you two getting that to Torrent. If you don't mind, I'd like to do a teaser end with you, unless there's something you specifically want to do.
No, that's cool.
I think we get to, kind of a little bit isolated from the others after school, and you kind of, where do you head to get your head together?
I think
because like just before the end of school, Carter got called to the guidance office and he didn't come back.
I think probably what she's going to do is she's going to go to that nearby park and just sort of like sit over by one of the fountains and just try and clear her head. And she's going to debate sort of texting Carter to see what happened with the counselor, because he might have they might have called his parents on him. Don't know what's going on. So
and your hackles go up. That sort of like pinpricks that you get when something temporal is happening.
She started to like feel that energy build up.
Yeah. And you'll hear, "Oh, here's where you are, Torrent. I was wondering where you went. Shadowboxer doesn't let anybody get away." And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, dang! No, that was awesome.
So let's do the end of session move for potential and stuff. Let me start with you, Carter. Do you think that you grew closer to the team, into your own image of yourself, or away from the team?
I think into my own personal image.
Oh, yeah. So you're seeing yourself as a hero, so you can shift one of your labels up and another one down.
Sounds good.
And then, Zahn, did you go close to the team?
Definitely.
Okay. Who made you feel welcome?
I don't know. That's a tough one. No, but really, Advika.
Okay. So you get to decide how you have that move for doing that. Do you give her influence then? Is that how that works?
Yeah, well, she already has it, so she's not able.
So she shifts your labels, and you can clear a condition or mark potentials on.
I will clear insecure. We did a good thing.
Yeah, that's smart. And how do you want to shift his labels, Harvester?
I want to first take a quick gander at what they are.
Sure.
Oh, that's going to be... Oh, yeah, freak down, savior up.
Okay. No! Don't do that to me. No!
All right. And then Harvester, did you grow closer to the team, into your own image of yourself, or away from the team?
I think I grew closer to the team.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Who made you feel welcome?
Zan.
Zan.
Yay.
Okay. So you give Zan influence over you.
Mhm.
And I don't think you already had it, so...
Nope.
Okay.
Was the only person I didn't have influence on.
And so, Harvester, you get to mark potential or clear a condition.
I'm going to clear insecure.
Okay.
Because I'm actually feeling pretty good about that. Like we seem to have hit it off. So.
And Torrent. Close to the team, into your own image of yourself, or away from the team?
I think over the course of this one, she actually got closer to the team, and it was Shadow Boxer that sort of drew her back in. Paradoxically, after her revelation from last time. So
does Shadow Boxer already have influence over you?
I think pretty much everybody has influence over
okay.
Him.
In which case, Shadow Boxer can shift your labels, and you can mark potential or clear a condition. That's a tough call.
I know I could get an advance, but I've got 3 conditions marked.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going to clear a condition. I think we're going to clear a guilty.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what do you want to shift for him, Shadow Boxer? For her, rather.
I think Savior will go up.
Ooh.
And probably Freak will go down.
Okay. So let's frame where we are so we know where we're going on. We've seen Harvester and Zan have a serious revelation about Eduardo and his powers and the danger potentially that it poses, and the fact that that's kind of been covered up a little in some way. You're not sure exactly the dimensions of that, whether they know or didn't know, or whether his powers have changed. It's all an open question. And we've seen Shadow Boxer head off to capture Bolt by himself. He's going to find and capture him. And then we've got Torrent confronting the future version of Shadow Boxer. And we will, into that mix, we'll throw Sarah in next time, but we'll start with all of you. And we will see what happens. So that is our session for tonight. Again, thank you all for hanging in there during my technical difficulties. I do want to do, we've got just a little bit of time. I do want to do Stars and Wishes, if you don't mind, since we've had a couple of sessions together. I always get mixed up. So you can do both your Stars and your Wishes together, or you can separate them out. It's up to you how you want to do it. Let's follow that same order that we just did. I think we started with Shadow Boxer, right? Michael, any stars or wishes you want to mention?
Absolutely. Do you want me to do stars and another round of wishes?
Yeah, well, let's just do
all
stars, and then if you want to come back around to wishes, however you want to do.
Cool. First of all, start for you, Lowell, because you pulled off some masterful GM hard moves today, like the kind that just tear at your soul and make so much sense. I definitely want to give a star to Jim for pulling out that brutal takedown of Shadow Boy that really, kind of kickstarted his journey. I think that was cool and honest, and I was here for it. So thank you for that, Jim.
Awesome. Then let's check in with Simon.
I'm going to echo a lot of what Michael just said. All stars to Lowell with the awesome hard move. It was really, really awesome. And Jim also, it was really, really cool. That the whole game between both of us, that was really, really cool. And wishes, I'd like to do the same thing, but with the other players next time.
Yeah, definitely get
mixed up a little.
yeah, get that. Trying to do that. That's a challenge, but we're getting a little bit better about it. So, which brings us to you, Jim.
Oh, first of all, stars to everyone for your patience with my hotel internet on the road situation. Thank you very much for that. Like I dropped out a couple times, including in the middle of a scene, and everyone was totally cool about it. So thank you very much for that. Lol, stars for consistently like callbacks and stuff from previous games, and like definitely like the spirit of Gauntlet Comics is very much alive, and this idea that we've got this sandbox and we're all gonna pull stuff out of it and everything. I'm really feeling it, and I really like it. I'm very much here for it. So definite star for that. And Simon, yeah, star for you, man, because that scene that we had between the two of us was really kind of neat. Like the workout thing, it wasn't like because I don't even really have the words for it because it was neat, because you like that thing where you don't express vulnerability to people, and I was just like asking you questions, and you kind of got across like the fact that maybe just no one has asked you those questions before, which was really cool. I really like that. Yeah, and Mike, thank you, star to you for being there for it, for the the push and pull and chasing after me and all that kind of stuff and everything, and for just rolling with it in exactly the way that would make sense, which rolls into one of my wishes, which is that that I actually get a scene with Chris's character, with Torrent, because I haven't really. I'm supposed to like she's supposed to be crucial to Aeon's plans, and I haven't really had a scene with her all that much. Like just because of the way stuff has happened, we just kind of our paths haven't really crossed consistently. So
I think it's fair to say that, and I'll make a note of that. Trying to get you and Harvester, and definitely
one of my wishes is looking for that. The other wish that I have, and this is to call out to you that the move that I took as an advancement is I can do this all day, which is the soldier move, where if you get taken out of a scene, you can lower your savior and like stay on your feet, you know, like Steve Rogers style. So I am asking you, bring the pain, because that is like, yeah.
We've had two players take the regeneration move where you have to get taken out. So yeah, I'm ready for that. Believe me.
Yes, yeah. That's the I can do this all day. So yeah, that's I took that for that fun. So feel free to unload. I will not be. I will in fact be happy.
All right. Okay, I can certainly do that. Chris.
First of all, Lowell, stars to you. If giving you 30 minutes of technical difficulty gives us that many awesome hard moves in a row, man, you can feel free to let your computer break and update Windows every week. Because that was awesome. And stars to everybody. Like every little bit of interaction we had this week, I thought just sang. It flowed perfectly, move to move and scene to scene. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I want to say this. I want to thank all of you for leaning into those vulnerabilities, for leaning into those problems, taking them, accepting that offer, and running with it, and doing interesting things in surprising ways for me. I make your characters' lives a mess, and you kind of pick them up and go in different directions. And this was that kind of session where I felt that's the part I really love about Masks, and I thought all of you did an amazing job with your uncle being upset and Aeon throwing that at you, and the push from the guidance counselor and the confusion of the school, all really good moments there. So I just want to definitely say, as a GM, when the players are willing to grab on, take those problems, accept them, and do something with them, that is when this game sings. So just absolutely brilliant. Anything else anybody wants to say, wishes wise, or anything else you want to point to? Definitely for next time.
Yeah, I was hoping to have a scene in the near future with Zan also.
Okay.
Because I think that's the one character who I haven't got a chance to hang out with one-on-one, so that would be pretty cool to see. I know we have this whole figuring out culture kind of relationship that we haven't really had a chance to explore. So either that or something along those lines would be kind of cool to see as well.
Yeah, reconfigure, essentially do the switching of the pairings for next time. I think that's a really, really smart point and a good suggestion.
Cool.
That's what actually makes, I think, for me, the first Avengers film work, is because he works through the different combinations of those characters throughout that movie in a really interesting way, and it helps that film, hold together because you're waiting to see how the different combos are gonna work. So, all right, well, thank you all very much. That was awesome, and I will see everybody next week. I'm going to stop the broadcast.